It looks like he's already got 4 SCVs. There's only 1 tank ready to deal with those vultures. They ran by the other several tanks, forcing evacuation from the main base. And if really can deal with the drop that's incoming to him right this instant, he can take an economic advantage. But it looks like he's not even reacting yet. He should be pulling SCVs now. It looks like it's going to be a 4 Goliath drop, and he's just sitting there, only bringing back 1 tank, and this could be really, really bad for him. Oh, he's only now bringing back tanks, and I think he took a heavy economic damage there. And it's hard to say how much he did. The observer just checking the saturation at Flash's main, and it looks a little bit light. But really probably took a bit more of a hit than Flash did. And now we're looking at Flash's Super Gosu first-person view, just dropping a few vultures, taking pot shots, and picking them back up to go harass elsewhere. And until really either gets a vulture, or I'm sorry, a wraith into the air or some Goliaths on the ground, that dropship will have free reign to just like shuttle Reaver Micro almost wherever it wants to go. Just drop the Goliaths, take some pot shots, and pick them up without his opponent being able to do anything. So really needs some type of anti-air to deal with that. And what? Okay, and so Flash is going to scout and probably even pick off the SCV, building Really's 3rd base as mineral only, and that's going to get denied for the time being. But he didn't cancel it, so he's probably going to almost immediately bring another SCV to try to complete that. Flash, as of yet, has not started construction on a 3rd base, and it looks like he's electing to push instead and really getting in for more economic harassment.
Yeah, he's trying to pick off a lot of SCVs as much as he can, and that last drop, he didn't really pick off too many SCVs. Threw down a lot of mines, wasn't really all that successful overall, I gotta say. But this one looks like it was a little bit more successful. Threw down a couple more mines and picked off just a couple more units as well. And looks like Flash coming in here with a lot of tanks and should be able to clear this out. And I think Really's 3rd base is going to be at risk. Should probably be forced to cancel it at this one. Although nice mine drag actually going in there, and that mine is so close. That mine is just out of range to move right into those other 2 tanks. But some nice micro by Really action. He's going to be able to hold this off. There's a lot of tanks there for Flash. I'm impressed that Really was actually able to hold that off with some nice micro there. And Flash is not going to be able to take down that 3rd base right now. And we got some more vultures coming out here, and all these tanks for Flash are going to go down. So really coming away with a significant victory there in that battle, because his base is already up or going to be up and running very, very soon. As well as I think he's placed a mine at the top left, so he'll know if Flash goes for a gas expansion anytime soon. And he's won the military battle. So all the advantages right now are in Really's corner as he comes out here with another dropship. Going to see the force coming out, and that gives him both vision, scouting, and he's going to come in here and try and do some economic damage. But there are also some vultures and tanks here, but nothing really at the natural. Only 1 single tank, and that's just not very much at all. And a few vultures being dropped here, and Flash doesn't look like he's doesn't want to pull back or anything like that. Just going to absorb the damage there, and mines being placed everywhere. This is dangerous for Flash. If any of those mines go off and possibly go into his SCVs, but it looks like he was able to micro against those and was able to take them down before they could do any big-time damage here. And Flash trying to do some counter damage, but he just is not getting very much success at all, and really just defending very, very well, getting a little bit of damage here and there, which is what he needs to do, and just building up those advantages, as now he's got a full base up and running before Flash barely even started construction. So he's got a big advantage right now, and he's got control of his ridge, whereas Flash does not. So kind of like on Bluestorm, once you get a hold of your ridge where Flash's main army is, you can go and take that base at the bottom right. And Flash still has not really taken that ridge, so another big advantage for Really in that sense. So a lot of advantages piling up for Really, and he's coming back in for yet another economic drop. So great play by Really so far. I really like his strategy in this game so far.
Oh, Flash is being so harassed by the drops that he's actually building an engineering bay and is going to probably surround his base and turrets just to deal with this. He's getting constantly dropped, and Really's been incredibly effective with vultures in this game, not only for the economic harassment, which we've seen plenty of, but also in the tank versus tank engagements. He's used vultures and mines to great effect. And there's even more harassing. He was at the main and natural just a moment ago, and all those SCVs were just running around with their heads cut off. One thing really has to watch out for, in one of the engagements a little bit earlier, he had his tanks bunched up, and I think 3 got destroyed at once just because of splash damage. It looks like now he's doing a little better job of keeping them spaced out. To beat Flash in a Terran versus Terran, every single aspect of your game has to be just spot on. if really can just keep in mind that he needs to spread his tanks out a little bit more so they don't all get splashed together. His Vulture micro is and especially his decision making is definitely fantastic. All right, he's getting there just as the missile turrets are going to go up, so he's going to be able to take those out and only take like 3 hits, and he's fine. And just going to do more and more economic harassment, and that's a huge force. That was 3 dropships that he dropped in. He had several Vultures and 3 tanks, so he might be able to take out some tech or maybe some supply depots. Here comes the counter drop, and a good mine drag, I think, taking out a tank and dropping tanks right by the siege tanks, which is, obviously a good tactic. And unless really has mines, he can't really. I'm sorry, mines or Goliaths, he can't really do anything about that. I don't even know why I said mines, just Goliaths. Mines would be bad.
Yeah, it's actually interesting with that armory. We have Flash with the Goliaths, and you think that would be pretty solid to counter dropship plays, but that has not been the case. And really coming out with a huge force, looks like a full control group of tanks, as well as the Vultures accompanying. So really going for a big push. Feels that he's in an advantageous position, which he is, and he thinks that he can make a push on this 3rd base and take an just a dominating advantage right now of those SCVs being pulled back already, and Flash just trying to think of what to do to try and stop this. He doesn't even. I don't even think he has half the forces that really has right now on the ground, and that command center has been forced to lift, unable to do anything. And Flash just does not have very much around right now. Those mines in the bottom right are stopping really from throwing up another base, 5th base, but he does have that 12 o'clock, so he's already up 12 bases right now. Flash is mining off.
He's throwing it down anyway. He'll clear the mines later.
Exactly, and he's in a really good spot right now. But really, you said it, you called it. He's bunching up his tanks there a little bit too much, and he just lost 4 tanks right there, really, really fast. And yeah, I think Flash only lost 2 tanks in that engagement, so he's gonna be able to hold this off, Flash. But it's not a good position for him because he's not gonna have a 3rd base, and really he's already on 4, and he's gonna be going to a 5th as soon as he clears out those mines. So maybe even a 6th. Look at this. Really is just going all out baller on the expansion game. This is absolutely insane. Flash looks like he might get out macroed to death. How often have we ever seen Flash get out macroed in a game? It's rare to never to see this. So really trying to beat Flash at his own game, and that's just absolutely a smack in the face. So impressive that that really is able to do this at this point.
I think Really's playing a very deep mind game in this case. I think he's gonna take out those mines with SCVs. He's building a turret there for detection. He's just gonna power that down with SCVs. He thinks if he can go up 1 base or maybe up 2 bases, that'll have this game in the bag. And so he's just throwing up an expansion at every base on the map, and he's going to be overextended for a short while. He's going to know that Flash is probably going to take 1 or 2 bases out. But if Flash is going to be down several bases, really now has 6 bases up, and Flash is just struggling to get his 3rd back up. So even if he loses 2 of those bases, he'll still be in fantastic position. And Flash's scouting is good, but unless he scouts all 3 of those bases and in addition is able to do something about it, all 3 of those bases, Flash is going to be behind economically. I think probably the next 2 to 3 minutes are going to be the most important parts of the game. If Flash can clean up most if not all of those expansions that really just threw up, then he'll be fine. But if he leaves some standing, it looks like he scouted the 2 on the top. It looks like he scouted them all, but now it's a question, can he deal with it? He's trying to siege the 12 o'clock. It looks like on the minimap he's got an attack going into the top left, and I believe that's still mines in the top right, but he sees it on his minimap that there's been expansions there, and really actually coming and cleaning this up very nicely, and gonna kill all the dropships. And GG, sweet Jesus, oh my God, Flash is like, I can't take down all of those bases, and really coming and taking down Flash's entire dropship force and several of his tanks. Oh my God.
Flash's TVT streak ends at 20.